today's episode of Python Papi. We're back inside our smart contracts project. Let's have a look at what we're going to be going over today. And today we're back inside of our Web3Py favorites module, and we're going to pick up what we left off from yesterday. We went over our lines of code and our deploy favorites.py file, line by line, dissecting how we actually printed out the compilation details and configured our file the way we want it using the compilation code. So in this section, we'll be going over the process of telling VS Code what our Python environment is. This is a very important step because if we don't do this, we will not be able to run our script correctly. Note if we are taking this step because as of now, we are getting an error message that says import Viper cannot be resolved under the problems tab in our terminal. This is because we have not told VS Code what our Python environment is. Also note, even though we got this error message, we are still able to run our script using the UV tool and it still worked correctly. This is because the UV tool is using the Python environment that we have set up within the UV environment. However, VS Code does not know what environment we are using. That's why we're throwing an error, or we were throwing an error. So we can do this by going to the bottom right corner of our VS Code window and clicking on the Python environment that we're using, which will look like this, 3.12, even though we're not using that version. It can be any version you're using. You'll see whichever version you're using down in the right-hand corner. Auto version. Let's go over right now so I can show you what it looks like actually. So we're gonna pull up to. Let's pull this up now. And basically, the reason we were throwing the errors because the VS Code didn't actually have the Viper package here compiled because we were using a different Python version than inside of the UV environment. So we had to actually sync the two. We went down to this bottom right-hand corner here. You click on this button, and it should pull up all of the environments that we are working out of or have inside of this environment. It's still not doing it while running the video. I don't know why. When you click on this button, it'll bring up all the environments, and you'll see all of the environments listed. As you can see here, all of these are the Python versions that we're running inside of the code. We would just click on this 3.13 one here. This is the one we're using inside of our environment. You can see .vnv. This is a .environment. Ben. This is the one we're using now, actually. So that's why we're not throwing an error. We would click on that, and we actually get rid of the error that we're throwing. This was throwing an error because we were inside of a different environment. As you can see, it's fixed now, so there's no issue. Even though we were still able to use it using the UV tool, it didn't matter. It was still throwing an error, but that's how you actually fix that problem. So yeah, with that being said, we're going to move forward, and of course, I will keep you posted every step of the way. For now, this is the Python Papi. You guys stay Gucci.